Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, God of Heroics, and today we are going over episode 11 of Dragon Ball Daima. Now, there's a lot of information in here, actually some more lore drops as far as the dynamics go, and a name reveal, which is always fun. But then we get to see the emergence of a new character. We get to goon over my favorite female Dr. Rinsu. And then we get two pretty interesting battles with some pretty interesting conclusions. So, let's get started. So, if you like this kind of content, please like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified to all future uploads. Subscribing is entirely free, and if there is anything that the last 3 generations love, it is free things. Free subscribe, free videos, free entertainment. So, without further ado, let's get started. This episode continues at the exact point that the last episode ended, with Neva walking up to the plane after the crew has gotten on. They get off to go talk to him, and he pretends to be senile, but Piccolo sees right through it, and he approaches him. And I think this is interesting because we get to see two Namekians have a conversation for the first time in a while, actually. Neva recognizes Piccolo as a warrior Namekian, and he says he looks like Katats, and I'm like, well, who's that? And he's like, Piccolo's like, yeah, Katats is my father, I'm Piccolo. And he's like, that's a weird name. But anyway, Piccolo basically identifies him as the legendary Namekian who created the Dragon Balls. And they asked, what he created the Dragon Balls for and why the Tamagami exists. And he reveals to us that the Dragon Balls were created basically as a reward for Namek specifically to go venture out and claim the Dragon Balls, and using the wish as a reward to obtain anything they want. And the Tamagamis were created to defend them because evil beings in the Daima realm found out about Dragon Balls and started hunting them themselves. Piccolo also reveals that Neva is the one who used the Dragon Balls on Earth to wish everybody small, and Goku and them asked, why would you do that? And he says because King Goma, that's what he wanted, and he figured you guys were going to invade the Demon Realm to stop him from gaining as many powers he wanted, and he wanted to help him out because obviously he gave him more life, and he said that it was the only way to really stop you guys from being as powerful as you were, or at least that's what they thought, because apparently they're still strong. It's like, now you guys, and now that you guys are kids again, we figured that you wouldn't be able to stop his plan, and we took Dende as reassurance, but he's not going to kill Dende because even he recognizes the value of a Namek, and I'm pretty sure the value of a Namek is the language, and what they can do for him as far as manipulating the Dragon Balls, like what Neva did in the first episode. Neva tells them to bring him with them on their journey to the second Dragon Ball. By the way, he also recognized that they already have the first one, and they originally don't want to take him, but then he's like, well, I'm the only one who knows the Namek language, so I'm the only one who can awaken the Dragon Balls and speak to the dragon to make the wish. And then they ask Piccolo, hey, don't you understand, don't you speak the Namek language? And he's like, no, I have lived on Earth way too long, I speak your native tongue. And I'm like, that's dumb, because Piccolo, I know he's a Namek, but he grew up on Earth, so I get that he doesn't speak the Namek language, but he's a Namek who knows all the Namekians. He also absorbed Kami and Nail into him, and on top of this, he knows Dende. So I'm like, at no point in your life did you think, maybe on my journey of understanding my culture and trying to be a true Namekian and live that Namekian pride, which obviously he's doing since he is from the Dragon Clan and received extra power from Shenron. I'm like, you didn't think to learn your native language? I don't know, maybe I'm just dragging it, but that's just how I felt. Anyway, they're taking Neva with them. Also, small detail, not really important, at least not right now, but King Goma is also keeping watch on them. King Goma and Degasu are watching them through their demon mirror TV thing. They're watching the episode with us, essentially. So anyway, we're keeping up with Dr. Aritsu on her journey. She goes back to Marba with Majin Ku and is ready to basically create another Majin, because she's like, this one's not cutting it. He's not able to defeat a Tamagami. And then this is when we get an interesting reveal. Marba is like, well, I mean, why do you really need them to be strong enough to beat a Tamagami? Like, is it that serious? And she's like, well, and she's like, as long as they're strong enough to defeat King Goma, right? And she's like, well, if I am to take down King Goma and become the Supreme Demon King, then I'm gonna, need to have some people or Majins on my side that are as strong as the Tamagami. And I think that this means that she believes that if she takes over as the Supreme Demon King, which I kind of figured was what she wanted, but it was never stated, that she would want to have somebody on her side just in case Neva decides to pretty much turn on them and send the Tamagami after her as a means of taking her down. Anyway, Majin Ku starts catching some crazy strays from Dr. Rinzu during this part of the story. Every time he opens his mouth to say something, she kind of basically shuts him down. And she essentially, in fact, this may as well be a quote, she essentially says, "Hey nigga, shut the fuck up, grown people are talking." So anyway, Marva takes the rest of the essence of Majin Buu that was retrieved at some part during the Buu arc right after the final explosion, and then she decides, we're going to put the seed about 20 centimeters in instead of 5, which is a crazy leap. Like, she didn't want to do like 10, 15. No, she's straight up. So the ritual gets started. Marpa pours the rest of Majin Buu's essence into the cauldron with all the other stuff that she used. And oh, Dr. Arinsu enjoyers are eating good this episode. Anyway, so they put the essence in, and then they put the seed in 20 centimeters as they're supposed to, and then they're like, all right, now we need your saliva like last time. And I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I mean, they did this before, and they pretty much covered it up. Didn't show any kind of crazy thing that could be used as goon material, but they decided to not, you decided to skip all that shit this episode. Now Dr. Rinzu enjoys are eating twice in less than 5 minutes, and boys, there's something that I would prefer to be eating other than visuals, but that's beside the point. Anyway, Majin Do is created, Marba names him Do, and I'm like, you're just lazy. Because, like, first you make Boo, then you make Ku, then you make Do, and I'm like, are we gonna switch it up? This is like when parents have like twins or triplets and they just name their kids like alliterations, or they make them like rhyme in a way. Like they'll be like, "Oh, you're Kayla. Oh, you're Kaylee. Oh, you're Calum." I'm like, okay, at what point are you gonna start getting creative? Anyway, Do is here. He's strong. Like, he screams and it's basically like a freaking vice shout. Then he asks for chocolate, which is a very fat ass thing to do, but I mean, look at him. He's quite literally a fat ass, so it is what it is. Anyway, Ku gets money from Dr. Arinsu, I assume, and gets chocolate, gives it to Do. Do eats his, then Ku's trying to eat his, and then Do eats his, and blah blah blah. They fight over chocolate. Dr. Arinsu basically tells Do that she wants him to go fight a Tamagami. He says okay. So then we cut to Vegeta and Goku and them. Basically, they're approaching the second Tamagami. I don't even know why this had to be shown at this moment, because then it immediately cuts to Do challenging the Tamagami to a fight, and with Do having more of like a fat boo aesthetic with the blubber, even the holes on his body, and the stretchiness, he's actually performing really well. Like, pulling his head into his body to dodge, which he does several times. He has this wacky fighting style, the stretching, and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. It seems like he's actually got the Tamagami on the rope, and he's doing much better than Ku was, which tells me that he's much stronger than Ku. There's even this interesting moment during the fight where Tamagami 1 uses a key-based attack and Dude dodges it, and then he's like, huh. And then he tries it out and learns how to use ki, but he blasts himself in the face with it, and it does basically no damage. But he's like, start using this now. So while this fighting is going on, Vegeta is challenging Tamagami 2. Him and Goku have this little bit of back and forth where Goku wants to fight Tamagami 2, but Vegeta's like, nah, you already fought the first one. And then Goku asks if the same person has to fight all the Tamagamis if they obtain the Dragon Ball. And they're like, nah, anybody can challenge them. It doesn't really matter. So Vegeta and Goku kind of settle that argument. Vegeta ends up going to challenge the Tamagami. Vegeta's doing alright. I mean, his battle's not nearly as crazy and hype as Goku was. I don't know. Goku vs. Tamagami 3 was hype as hell. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm a Vegeta hater, or because Vegeta's just not that entertaining to me when he fights. It's just kind of whatever. It's a good fight though. Like it's going pretty well. I like the fight. It's just I'm not hyped for it. Probably because again I'm just a Vegeta hater. I'm not gonna lie, Vegeta was kind of saucing in this fight. Like he had some pretty cool moves, and the fight was pretty epic. But it does this thing where it kind of like goes back and forth between Vegeta and Dew's fights with the Tamagamis, and Dew is just doing really well the whole time. I know this. I knew this wasn't gonna go well for Vegeta because while fighting, the Tamagami actually swings his weapon and like cuts Vegeta's cheek, and I'm like, oh no, that's GG's. Bro knows you can bleed, so he knows you could die. That's it. That's a wrap, buddy. Then Tamagami 2 hits Vegeta with Getsuga Jujisho. Like, I kid you not, it's the same move, like the cross slash and everything. And I don't know, like, because Vegeta started holding it back, and it reminded me when Goku was holding back Tamagami 3's hammer. And I'm thinking, alright, Vegeta about to flex Super Saiyan. But no, in fact, this move just straight up hits Vegeta with an Injustice 2 stage transition and knocks him underwater, where he starts running, trying to fight for his life against the Kraken. And this is so funny to me because he's down under the water, fighting for his life, and out of nowhere, when he finally makes it out the water, Tamagami 2 is just standing there like, bro, I've been waiting for you. What the hell have you been doing? And I was like, that shit had me dying, bro. It's just like, yeah, I just been waiting for you. And then he just swings one more time and knocks Vegeta right back into the water. And the Kraken eats him. That's how the episode ends. I thought this was hilarious. I loved it. Well, the entire episode, not just the scene. I loved this episode. It was pretty cool. I like seeing Dew and Ku together. They're kind of like older brother, younger brother, but one is just dumb and the other one is goofy. It's really funny to me. Got to see Orizu do some stuff. Yeah, some stuff. And seeing this fight with the Tamagami is pretty interesting. Well, two Tamagami fights going on at the same time. Pretty cool, pretty hype. Not as amazing as Goku vs. 3, but again, I'm biased, so take it as you will. Anyway, I loved it. This episode's great. Can't wait for the next one. So, yeah, that's going to do it for me and my review. Please like the video, subscribe to the page, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.